Hi everyone, MP Will Greaves here with this week's and 2025's final weekly wrap. It was a busy last week before the holidays with lots of local meetings, important conversations, and plenty of festive cheer across the community. Let's get into it. This week, I spent time out with VicPD on a ride-along so that I could better understand what officers are seeing day to day when it comes to public safety, street disorder, and the overlapping challenges of homelessness and addictions in our community. These are complex issues, and it's important for elected officials to see the reality from the ground level as we work towards solutions that are effective, compassionate, and rooted in care. I also want to say thank you to VicPD and its members for what they do every day, often under difficult and challenging circumstances, to keep our community safe. I also had meetings this week with constituents and local climate activists about how we can keep up momentum on emissions reduction. Climate change action continues to be a major priority for people in Victoria, and I'm grateful for the ideas, the urgency, and the commitment that those folks have brought to our conversations. Related to that, I met this week with Watershed Watch Society to hear more about the work that they're doing to protect wild salmon, another issue that matters deeply for our local ecosystems, food security, and Indigenous communities on the coast. This week also included for me an important visit from Climate and Environment Minister Julie DeBrusen at UVic, focused on environmental leadership and research. And we were here for a really exciting event this morning that I will turn over to the Minister to speak about.
Today was an amazing day because we were talking really about how are we building partnerships with Indigenous people on stewardship of these lands that we are on. Today we announced support for 82 Indigenous-led stewardship projects working with the National Guardians Network. That is a network, the world's only Indigenous-led system for leading Indigenous stewardship.
It was great to see the role that our local institutions are playing in shaping Canada's climate future and partnering with Indigenous communities. This week, I also spoke with Arms Embargo Now about the humanitarian and political crisis happening in Palestine, and I'm grateful to folks for these difficult, challenging conversations, but also the commitment that people bring to engaging on issues of human rights and international law. This week I gave a keynote to the Association of Retired Teachers, a really great group with deep experience, sharp questions, and a strong commitment to public education and the public good. And in between all of that, I had constituent calls and a meeting focused on immigration, one more issue that touches people and families right across our community in Victoria. Finally, it wouldn't be the last week before the holidays without some celebration, and it's been a pleasure for me to join lots of holiday gatherings this week, including the Connections Place Open House, where they provide better mental health services to people in our community, another great example of care and generosity that defines Victoria. Tonight, I'll also be joining other local officials and members of the Jewish community for the lighting of the menorah on the last night of Hanukkah at Victoria City Hall. So that's the wrap for this week and for the year. Thank you for staying tuned, thank you for staying engaged, and during what has been an exciting and somewhat eventful first year for me as your MP, I wish you all a warm, restful, and joyful holiday season, and I look forward to seeing you and for you to hear more from me in the weekly wraps in 2026.